We hate the scum. They're getting relegated. They're getting relegated. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the final day of the Sky Bet Championship season, as Watford host Sheffield Wednesday in a titanic battle for 12th spot. Now let's hope today can be a moving moment for Tom Cleverley in potentially his final game. Let's hope not, but we know what Gino Pozzo is like. What we need today is a moment to say, do not scratch your eyes, because we need a big win to round off what's been a bit of a roller coaster season, ups and downs, but ultimately falling short of the playoffs, which, you know what, at the start of this season there were many Watford fans, myself included, that thought we might have a struggle, we might actually be in relegation trouble, and at one point it didn't look good, but then we really gained momentum, kicked into gear about midway point through the season, and heading into 2025 we were just inside the playoffs, and we're thinking, right, if we can do this second half of the season, we could be in for a very, very first full season memorable campaign with Tom Cleverley as manager. But ultimately the head coach, Tom Cleverley, has seen as a manager what he has often seen as a player, is that Watford always slump to a disappointing conclusion in the second half of the season. So now we know we've got to go again next season. We've got to try and keep Tom Cleverley, who's really performed a miracle for us to be in this position of halfway through the season, quite near the end of the season, not being that too far off the playoff picture. And so quite simply, today is about celebrating Tom Cleverley, thanking him for his help this season, and this could potentially be the last time that we see some of these Watford players if they want to move on. But let's hope not. Let's hope we keep a lot of this squad together, because it's an exciting young squad. Players like Kwadwo Bar, players like Georgie Chakpatadze, Imran Louza has had a fantastic season, as has Jeremy Ngakia. So it feels like there's a lot of positives, and mostly they are outweighing the negatives for this season. But ultimately, we do need a striker in the summer, and whatever Watford manager is in charge come the summer, a striker has got to come in for the Hornets, because as good as the introduction of 18-year-old Mamadou Doumbia, has been, as good as he's been, we cannot rely on an 18-year-old to get us promoted. So, look, it's been an okay season. We've had highs and lows, but now let's finish it on a high. Let's win against Sheffield Wednesday, of course the side that robbed us of winning the title 10 years ago, almost to the day. I think it was the 2nd of May in 2015, and today is the 3rd of May, so just slightly off. It's a big day. It's a big day. We want to win, and we want to end the season on a high, but it feels like the sort of game where, because Sheffield Wednesday have got nothing to play for, they can't get playoffs, just like us, it might be a bit of a drab game, but let's hope it isn't. Let's hope it's a good atmosphere at Vicarage Road today, and let's hope for 3 points. Yawns!
Now, it's also been a memorable year for the Watford FC Academy, and there was even more cause for celebration recently when the under-16s were crowned champions of the Professional Development League Cup. Having seen off Brentford, AFC Wimbledon, Coventry City, Mansfield Town and Cardiff City in the previous rounds, our young Hornets defeated Charlton Athletic 2-1 in the final here at Vicarage Road, and they were presented with their trophy after the game. There's a squad here in it today, so let's all give them a huge round of applause as they show their under-16 Professional Development League Cup trophy.
You won't!
Louza! Oh! Extraordinary! There's a chance, and Watford scores! Runs from the angle, to the corner!
33, Emil Selvin.
Hey!
2, Jeremy Gaffia.
Hey!
6, Matthew Collins.
Hey!
10, Imran Louza.
Hey!
11, Rocco Battered.
Hey!
14, Pierre Duomo.
Hey!
17, and captain, Louza Sissoko.
Hey!
20, Mamadou Dumbia.
Hey!
25, James Abankwa.
Hey!
26, Caleb Wiley.
Hey!
39, Eno Kayambe.
Hey!
Now I am thrilled to be joined by what the legend Luton Lissett, OBE Dial, who runs the Louza.
Louza! 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 Louza!
He is here to present the first Warrington Season Awards, and it is an award that he once won as a player. Yes, it's time to find out the winner of this year's Goal of the Season, sponsored by Skechers. It was another strong shortlist this year, but you, the fans, have had your say, and you voted Rocco Battered striker.
Yes!
Was your 2024-25 Goal of the Season.
Fully deserved.
For Rocco Battered, as he accepts the trophy from Luton Lissett.
We got Rocco Battered! We've got Battered!
Prestigious friend Taylor Player of the Season, so make sure you stay in your seats at half-time and after the whistle bleeds. But in the meantime, come on you all!
Come on, you horns! Corner. One point. Yellow away. Hey, man, come on, let's turn this round. Get a comeback after Luton 3-1 down. Ha ha. Oh, unlucky, unlucky. Nice idea, but not quite. That's my Jeremy. Oh, thank goodness for that. They mistimed the cross. Barry Bannon's still going. Went in. If in doubt, get it out. Go on. Go on, make that, Dumbia. Well done. Brilliant, Dumbia. Absolutely fantastic. Well played, Dumbia. For an 18-year-old, that is superb. Oh, and again, it's just a sloppy pass. That's alright, that's alright.
Yeah, apparently in the Millwall game, one of the Millwall players missed the season. So Burnley could be behind if it wasn't for that. They're winning. It's drawing. But the main thing is Leeds losing, so it doesn't matter. Burnley are going to get away with it. They're on the same points, but Leeds got a better goal difference.
Tom Cleverley! Tom Cleverley! Tom Cleverley! Ole ole! Come on, Watford! Let's see if the change of ball does the trick. Go on, Rocco. It's not a bad throw. Ref! Ref! Come on, ref, he's all over him. Ref! Ref! Where's the yellow, ref? Where's the yellow? Come on, oh, ref, he kicked it away. Ref! Come on, ref, he kicked out the ref. He's got to send him off. If that was last week's ref, he'd have sent him off. And after all of that, it's a pea roller. Looks like Rocco's pregnant. Congratulations. Come on, Wiley. Oof. My scoreline prediction of 2-0 with goals from Louza and Rocco Battered has not gone too well. But if we can still win, and a late winner from Rocco, then that'll be nice. Luton get battered everywhere they go! Everywhere they go! Luton get battered everywhere they go! Everywhere they go! Well in! Good tenacity. Oh, unlucky Edo. Took a slight deflection. And that slight deflection It's probably what saw it go wide. Unlucky Edo. Yellow away! (4-1) West Brom, come on! Luton get battered everywhere they go! Go on, Imran. Luton Town going down, going down. Oh! The footwork from Edinho. Edinho. What fun! Yellow away! Yellow away! That was lovely from Edo. Come on, same again, Imran. Same again. That's easy pickings. Yellow away! Yellow away! To be fair to him, keeper just pulled off an absolute worldie of a save. Come on. Oh, it's a bit of argy-bargy. His head's massive! Oh! Shoot! Oh! Again, goalie's made a great save. This goalie. It was a great strike from Rocco, and that's a good save. That's a good save from, is it Charles, I think? Number 47. Fair play, he's made some good saves. Come on, I need something from Hull. Something from Hull. It's going to be 1-1 in the Portsmouth Hull game. And Luton are 5-1 down. So realistically, yeah, it's all about the Portsmouth game now. If Portsmouth get a win in that, then it doesn't matter. Luton will stay up somehow. But they won't. Come on, Hull. As long as you just keep hold of that point, or even better, make it a 3-pointer for you Tigers, that would be lovely. Bio's on. The Crow has landed. The Crow has landed for his final appearance. We want 4. We want 4. Come on, score another 4. If Bio scores, we're on the pitch. I mean, he went down pretty easily. I think Vacuum, you know, you're better than that, mate. I was saying this the other day. Vacuum Bio is our Darwin Núñez. He really is. He's our Darwin Núñez. He's got no footballing ability, and yet he somehow, come on, ref. Yeah, he somehow is our top scorer. Like 10 goals this season, our top scorer. I mean, that for a top scorer is not enough. But, you know, 40% of his goals came in the Wednesday game. So, yeah. Don't quite know how, but they did. Go on, ref! Referee! Dirty Wednesday. Oh, that's brilliant. Brilliant, Messiah Edwards, brilliant. Messiah Edwards, my guy. What a player. We love our youth here at the Hornets. Go on, Edo. Nicely taken. Nicely taken. Help him then. Just the final pass. No! Come on, ref.
Have a day off, ref. Tom Cleverley, ole, ole. What a manager, Tom. You've produced a miracle for us to finish where we are. It was a relegation potential fodder squad, and we finished mid-table. You know what? 13th spot is a good season.
As I mentioned earlier, what's going to happen shortly, the players will make their way down the tunnel for a quick delivery park, and then the top level
The season's over, and you know what? We've improved from last season.
Just for a few minutes, and they'll rejoin us to thank you for your support, and also for us to give out our final 2 end of season awards, which will be the Young Player of the Season awards that Tom himself will give out, and also the Graham Taylor Player of the Season award for 2024-25 will be joined by club legend Tom Luton to give out that one. So stay in your seats. The players will rejoin us in a few minutes' time once they disappear, and then we'll have those final 2 end of season awards.
Oh, come on.
2 minutes left. 2 minutes till 2 minutes till Luton are down. Come on. Come on, Hull. See it out. See out the point. Wait, have Luton got a goal back?
It's 5-3, I think.
Oh, it's 5-3 now. 5-3.
Doesn't matter.
We just need Portsmouth to hold on to that point, not get any more. Come on, Hull. A Hull winner would be 1 minute. There's 1 minute left. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Come on. Stay like that. Stay like that, and they're down. The laughing stock are down. Oh, I tell you what. 1 minute to go.
They just missed a chance.
They just missed. Portsmouth just missed a chance. We got away with it. But going down. The scum are down. And look who got the assist for the whole goal. João Pedro. Not our João Pedro, but it feels just about right that the goal that Hull got, which could be enough, that 1-1 draw for Hull, to keep Hull up and send down Luton. Get in. On your big day out, 5-3 down. I mean, conceding 5 goals. It's embarrassing. West Brom probably felt bad for you at that point. They were like, oh, we'll give you another 2 goals. Some sympathy goals. Down to League One, Luton Town. It's got to be that. It's got to be done.
90+6.
1 more minute. Come on, it's got to be done. What a goal though from Musa. Musa this season.
Good goals.
He scored some good goals. 90+8. There was only 7 minutes.
Yeah.
There was only 7 added. Right, there's some suspicious activity here. There was 7 minutes added. They're into the 8th. Come on, blow up for full time. It should be over. It's got to be over. Yeah! Come on! Yeah! Luton get battered everywhere they go! Luton! Oh! 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 What's that? Oh!
It's 90+9.
No, it must be over. It must be over. It must be. What a trash team! Come on! Luton get battered everywhere they go! Luton get battered everywhere they go! Yes! Full time at Fratton Park everywhere they go! Luton get battered everywhere they go! Everywhere they go!
battered, everywhere they go. Luton get battered, everywhere they go. Everywhere they go.
Just so we're now ready for the highest to come out. Should we run through the final scores of the championship? Bristol City 2, Preston 2, Burnley 3, Millwall 1, Coventry 2, Middlesbrough 0, Derby 0, Hull Stoke 0, Norwich 4, Cardiff 2,
That's him!
And so the final championship table. So Leeds are the championship winners at the end of goal difference, 100 points. Burnley second on 100 points. Third Sheffield United, fourth Sunderland, fifth Coventry, sixth Bristol City, and it's all changed at the bottom. Cardiff in 24th, Plymouth in 23rd, and relegated once again, Luton Town.
Back-to-back relegations, baby! Watford! Everywhere they go, Luton get battered. Everywhere they go, everywhere they go. Luton get battered. Everywhere they go, Luton get battered. Everywhere they go, everywhere they go. Get battered. Everywhere they go, Luton get battered. Come on. That is so deserved. All season, they've been dreadful. They deserve League One.
So the players will start today, though, and I'm sure to thank you for your support throughout the season. And then in a few minutes' time, we'll have our final two end of season awards. Tom Cleverley will give out the award for Young Player of the Season, which is chosen by the first team and academy coaching staff. And then we've got with us Tommy Mooney, who will give out this year's Graham Taylor Player of the Season awards.
I mean, they're celebrating, Sheffield Wednesday is celebrating 12. I mean,
Sheffield United been in the boat.
yeah, I mean, Sheffield United not going up automatically. Tom Cleverley, Tom Cleverley, ole ole. Tom Cleverley, ole ole. Tom Cleverley, ole ole. Tom Cleverley, Tom Cleverley, Tom Cleverley, ole ole. There's the media team. There's the media team. Legends. Legends, all of you. Absolute legends. We've improved. That's the main thing on last season. We've improved. And we've got one more point. Every little helps. Every little helps. Next season, we go again. We trust the process under Tom. The scum are going down. The scum are going down. Never gonna believe us. You're never gonna believe us.
And then they make their way across to the other side to the top of the cameras down there. So I know they want to show their appreciation, as I said, for all your support both home and away throughout the season, and to wish everyone who recruits the very best for the summer break. So we'll start to make their way around and I'll finish up down here towards the rookery end, and we will go through our final end of season awards.
I follow me. Watford FC. The team for me.
Tom Cleverley, ole ole! Tom Cleverley, ole ole! I love that man. I love him so much. So much. What a man. What a man.
And we will start to get out our final two end of season awards for Young Player of the Season and also the Graham Taylor Player of the Season for 2024-2025.
We're on the pitch. If Bio wins, we're on the pitch.
Mr. Tom Cleverley is here. Tommy Mooney is here. Tom Cleverley is here as well. And they're going to be giving out our next two awards. First of all, head coach Tom Cleverley, he's going to present the Young Player of the Season trophy sponsored by the University of Hertfordshire.
Hey!
And this season's winner, he arrived at the club from Mali last summer as an 18-year-old. And after a steady start to the season, he became a first-team regular from February onwards, scoring his first goals in English football away at Bristol City and then at home to Burnley last time we were here. He was chosen by first team and academy coaching staff as our 24-25 Young Player of the Season. Please give it up for Mamadou Doumbia!
Hey! Is that harsh on bar? I think that's pretty harsh on bar. Doumbia! Doumbia!
So, yeah, have a good summer.
See you next season.
Yeah.
Mamadou, congratulations on the Young Player of the Season. We shouldn't remind people, you haven't played club football out in Mali before the start of the season. What does it mean to you, the impact you've had, and to now be a first team regular for Watford?
I want to say thank you for the fans, thank you for everyone in the club. I'm very happy because this is my first season.
Congratulations, Mamadou. Let's put your hands together for Young Player of the Season, Mamadou Doumbia. Right, we now move on to our final and most prestigious award of today, the 2024-25 Graham Taylor Player of the Season, sponsored by SA Law. And as I said, to present this to the winner, we're joined by somebody who won it twice himself. Please welcome once again club legend Tommy Mooney.
Hey! Mooney! 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 Mooney!
So first of all, I'll give you the top three of this order. In third place, let's hear it for Georgie Chakratadze.
Hey! Go on, George.
Second place, he also became a daddy this season, Matty Battered.
Hey! It's got to be Louza.
This season's winner, he's been a classy presence in the Hornets midfield, making just shy of 40 appearances.
Yeah, it's got to be Louza.
He served as captain on occasion, and he ran Rocco Battered very close as a runner-up in the goal of the season vote with his stunning strike at Sunderland. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your 24-25 Graham Taylor Player of the Season. It's Imran Louza!
Imran Louza! Imran Louza! Imran Louza!
Imran, just a few quick words. What does it mean to you to win such a prestigious award?
I'm very, very proud. I just want to say thank you to all the supporters, to the players, to the staff, medical staff, and yeah, I'm very proud.
How much does this club mean to you? Because it really feels like, since November onwards, your Watford career has completely transformed. And I think Tom said you're probably the best midfielder in the league, and you've really assumed a leadership role as well.
Yeah. I used to play with the 21 at the beginning of the season, but I keep working. I was respecting Tom as a player, now as a coach, and just keep working, and that's why.
What's it like playing under Tom as a coach, having played with him as well? What's he like as a manager?
Yeah, he wants the ball. It's what I like, and he gives me a lot of confidence, and he can be a good coach there.
Well, congratulations once again, Imran. You've been a class act all season. Ladies and gentlemen, your Brian Taylor, player of the season for 2024-25. Put your hands together for Imran Louza.
Luton get battered everywhere they go. Luton get battered everywhere they go. Everywhere they go. Successive relegations, embarrassing. Successive relegations, embarrassing. Unlucky scum. It's finished at Vicarage Road. Watford 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Just as it did nearly exactly 10 years ago, when a late Sheffield Wednesday goal denied us of the title, and Bournemouth, they beat a Brentford side, I believe, ironically, who went up good sort of 4 or 5 years after that, 3-0 I believe, away from home, and they won the league. That was very different circumstances to this, when we knew this game would have nothing riding on it for either side. It was just the battle of the 12th spot, and Sheffield Wednesday got the point, and so they finished 12th. Frustratingly, we thought we would finish 13th, but thanks to Norwich winning today, we slipped down to 14th. But it is an improvement on last season's position of 15th, and points tally wise, it's 1 point better than last season. And what did Claudio Ranieri, former Watford manager, always say with Leicester City when they won the league and then they went again for the next season? They said, always 1 point more than the last season. And that's what we've done. And when you put into the context of the fact that Tom Cleverley has inherited a squad that at the start of the season and throughout the season has quite simply been the barest bones of squad you've ever seen. A lack of squad depth, no strikers. First half of the season, Backman, who wasn't in the best of form, and a defence that was needing investment and needing signings, which luckily it did get in the January window. But then in the January window, no strikers came in, so it was a reliance on Vakun Bayo, who'd scored 40% of his goals in one game. Yes, he'd scored 10 goals the season and he finishes our top scorer. But 10 goals is not enough for a team that want to potentially get playoffs. So that's where we've fallen short. We've not scored enough goals and we've not been consistent enough across the season. We'd win great, important, impressive wins against Sunderland, Middlesbrough, West Brom, and then the next week we'd lose to Oxford or we'd lose to Portsmouth. But thankfully, no win for Portsmouth today, because Hull, with that 1-1 draw and the assist coming from Hull City's João Pedro, but of course it was enough for Hull to stay up, and Luton would have got so excited after their late jammy win against Coventry last week. But thankfully, justice has been done. They have been a shocking side this season. Firstly under Rob Edwards, then they brought in a new manager, I think the ex-Wycombe manager, I can't even remember his name, but they have just been playing some dreadful Route 1 football, and that's what you get when you play that for so often and don't buy enough players. Like, they kept a lot of their players, which fair play to them. I didn't expect the likes of Dougherty, the likes of Morris to stay, but their lack of signings has really cost them. And they had these plans for a bigger stadium. Well, you'll be in League One next season. Unlucky. It's pretty disastrous. Back-to-back relegations for them. And going into that, we knew that today would be irrelevant scoreline-wise and result-wise, but we of course wanted to end the season on a high because, as mentioned previously, Tom Cleverley, with the squad he's had, teams and pundits and podcasts backed us to finish in the bottom three at the start of the season, and I don't really blame them, because the financial position of this club, there's been a lot of debate about. We've got a lack of money, we have got a lack of investment, and a lack of sort of faith in the board, but that's understandable in the sort of last 12 or so years because of the turnover of managers. And when we got Tom in at the back end of last season, just before sort of I think things around March time, he came in for Valerian Ismail, who was really struggling to kind of get anything going there. Cleverly really steadied the ship, and yes, we finished 15th, but it was a really bad season, and actually Cleverly had a really positive impact. So going into this season, I think at the start of the season people thought, let's just not go down, but if we could somehow get top half, that would be a good first full season for Cleverly. I don't think many Watford fans realistically would have expected us to finish in the playoffs. But this is the funny thing, is that Cleverly just found a way to defy the odds, and going into the first, after the first half of the season, going into the second half, into the new year, Watford found themselves in a great position. We beat Portsmouth on Boxing Day, and then we lost to Cardiff, which was annoying because that ruined our amazing home run. But we were in a position where we were really close to those playoff spots, and were in the sort of the top 6, top 10 for a lot of the season. And I think there was a stat about us being in the top 6 for 10 weeks of the season. So when you put it into that context, this side have massively over-delivered based on what Cleverly was given and the lack of investment. So in the January window, we were crying out for a striker because, yes, Vacuum Bio had scored a few goals against Sheffield Wednesday, but ultimately he was still not the answer. And in comes Mamadou Doumbia, I think it was at the start of that January window, I believe. And we kind of thought, this will be one for the future. He won't probably get too many minutes, an 18-year-old. But considering, how much Bio had played games and had not delivered, he came into the side, and really Bio had no chance of getting back in because Doumbia was impressing in his performances. He was winning penalties. He was running off the ball. He was chasing everything down. He was just showing the passion and what it means to be a Watford player. And he scored his first goal against Bristol City, a really well taken goal. And just really been a bit of a fan's favourite at the second half of the season, and has won the Young Player of the Year award, which you could argue is pretty harsh on Kwadwo Bar, who's been one of Watford's best players this season. Obviously, his injury was very unfortunate when it happened because, if you look at, if Bio was potentially the problem, but if Bar had stayed sort of fit and Georgie Chakvetadze hadn't got injured, with about 7 or 6 games to go, potentially Watford might have had an outside chance of those playoffs. But I think a lot of Watford fans in their hearts knew, even if they'd have got towards that the teams around them in that playoff picture would have been stronger. You know, your likes of Middlesbroughs, your Coventrys, your Blackburns, your Millwalls, they just have that sort of streetwise and no way how to grind out results. And unfortunately, this Watford side, there's been too many options, too many opportunities and too many instances this season of points being thrown away, a lack of game management in certain games towards the end of matches, conceding very early in matches as well, so always giving yourself sort of a big job to do, and ultimately that happened again today. We conceded in the first half, and it was frustrating because it was an avoidable goal, you know, to concede. The way that the free kick came in, you know, put it into the sort of danger zone, but the lack of picking up and marking was disappointing. And it's a good header across and on the sort of goal line virtually. Who was there? But of course, Sheffield Wednesday's main man, Josh Windass, who, you know, has not had the best of seasons, to be honest, goal scoring wise. He's taken a little while to get going, but he is sort of their talisman, really. And yeah, that was just frustrating because you thought, oh, Sheffield Wednesday, if they win today and then we see Hull lose, didn't matter what Luton did up at West Brom, they would stay safe. So that would have been a really bad way to end the season. Not really fair on Cleverley, who's done a remarkable job to get them where we've got this season. So then you're thinking, all right, 1-0 down. Can Watford show what they've shown throughout a lot of the season, actually? Character and a lot of sort of ability to go back from one gap behind and come back and turn it around, because a lot of our wins this season that's what we've done. And yeah, the first half performance was a little bit slow, was a little bit lethargic, but luckily we eventually found a way through. And you know what, the finish from Moussa Sissoko was absolutely fantastic, and it's not often Watford score right on the stroke of half time to kind of get them into the break on a high. But fabulous ball forward. I think it was from one of our defenders. I'm not quite sure who put the ball over the top, but it was well threaded through. And Moussa, who, to be fair to him, the start of the season he was slow and he was lethargic and he wasn't really giving us any sort of control in the midfield at all. But second half of the season, as much as he's sort of, as the player he is, you know, late stage of his career, struggled with that physical side, he's popped up with important goals for us. You know, goals against Middlesbrough, goals against Hull and Swansea, and another goal today to get us the point. And it was a great finish. It was really good. So he takes it down. I think he sort of like takes a touch and it bounces down, and then as the ball is falling on the half volley, to just caress it into the back of the net past, you know what, to be fair, a really good performance today from Sheffield Wednesday's goalie. A pretty young goalie, but he made some good saves. There was one in particular in the second half that I think took a couple of deflections and was spinning towards the bottom right corner, and yeah, this keeper, you know, basically tipped around the post. Really good save. And Watford had a few nearly moments, you know. Rocco Batta had a really good shot, caught really well, and again, their keeper did really well to save that. So, you know what? On another day, maybe today could have been a win. Also, we have to acknowledge today could have been a loss, because in the first half, Sheffield Wednesday have a really good opportunity about, 6 or 7 minutes in? It was very early on. And, you know, a mistake, I think it was from Doumbia, and a complete mistake from him, and Sheffield Wednesday go through, and you're thinking, right, that's a goal all day long, and the player blazes it over the bar, and really we should have been 1-0 down there. So a big let off there, and then there was another let off in the second half for Watford, where Sheffield Wednesday had a chance. They move it towards the right hand side, they pull it back across goal, and on the volley, I think, or sort of on the quick shot, it was hit into the sort of towards the bottom left corner, and it was dragged wide, and really Watford were lucky. But Selvik, you know, the difference he's made second half of the season, coming in for Batman, who's not had the best of seasons, but Selvik's been such a transformative signing for Cleverley, and a big reason that we've sort of defensively got a bit better in certain games this second half of the season. As weird as that is, because we had a good first half of the season, and defensively it has been sort of more frustrating second half of the season, because we've lost games we shouldn't have done against teams like Oxford, teams like Portsmouth. But even in those games, Selvic's made some outstanding saves, like really good shot stopper, and really good distribution. He's just got it all really, and he's been a really good key addition. And the defence, I mentioned the defence. So in the January window, Watford did invest in the likes of Abankwah, the likes of Caleb Wiley, and both of those are players that Watford will hope to hold on to next season. But what with Abankwah's comments about playing in Serie A next season, that might be unlikely. But Wiley would be a really good player to get hold of, because he's really impressed. You know, there's a lot of doubts about him when that January window was so uneventful, when we brought in Wiley, who was at the time injured, and we bought him from Chelsea, and you kind of thought, why have we done that when we had sort of other options at left back, and you know, we needed a striker, and we sold Porteous, who, you know, there was a lot of sort of controversy around that, but he wasn't necessarily getting the games, and obviously he had struggled in sort of pre-season because of what happened at the Euros. It didn't quite go for him. But do you know what? I do think someone like a Wiley, if we can keep him, will be massive next season, because Laruzzi, to be fair, had a really good season, but I just think having that backup left back who's got the quality that Wiley's shown this season, you know, the amount of crosses he's put in, the assists he's got since his sort of short spell back in the team, since sort of, I think he came back around sort of mid-March, early April, and yeah, he's just made a really good instant impact. So hopefully he can be staying on with us next season. But obviously in the defence we've had problems, we've had injuries. Sierrata's not always been fit, and we've had injuries to Kevin, who's seems to just always get injured, unfortunately for him. But it's good to see him back off the bench today. But you know, defensively, the signings we made in January have made a huge difference, and Abankwah is one of them alongside Wiley. And Abankwah, he doesn't, you know, he isn't one for the faint-hearted. He goes in for challenges, he doesn't mess about, and he has picked up silly yellows, but at the same time he shows that passion for the club. He shows he's not going to be willing to shirk a challenge, and he's going to get stuck in, and that's been a really good side of Watford that we've seen uncleverly this season. A Watford side united together, playing together for the manager, and therefore there's that connection with the players, with the fans, and with the manager. So although the results have not been ideal, there's been a sort of a restoration, I think, for Watford fans of sort of a trusting that the players care and the managers sort of connected to the fans. We knew this would be the case with Cleverley obviously being a former player for the Hornets, but yeah, we've seen a connection with the players also that has really galvanised the group, I think. And although it's not the season that we would have wanted, it is a season in the right direction, in my opinion. So I think we have to just be concerned about the second half of the season. In the form table since Boxing Day, we have been in the bottom three, so that's really a concern going into next season, that we don't slope into what Cardiff City did this season. The likes of Plymouth, obviously Plymouth a bit different, they got sort of promoted from League One not too long ago, but you have to think someone like a Luton, right? They've got relegated from the Premier League and gone straight back down, and we're not going to beat around the bush. We are a bigger club than Luton, but at the same time, a team like Luton going into this season would have fancied their chances of going straight back up, and they've gone down. So it just shows the gap between a good season and a bad season is not as big as people think. So we have to be careful we don't go down next season. Hopefully we'll have a good summer and buy a striker. And the problem is the lack of money we've got available. So it's going to be hard to kind of fork anything out unless we get some good money for Georgie, who I don't expect to stay. He is better than our entire team combined. And a deserved Player of the Season award for Imran Louza, because really he has been different levels this season. I mean, he's had a frustrating last few years really at the club. You know, in the Premier League season we got relegated in 21-22. He had a pretty poor season. He missed I seem to remember, I think it was Brentford or Burnley. He missed an absolute sitter in one of those games. It might have even been Leeds. I remember Leeds beating us, and that was a depressing day. But there's been a few sort of bad moments for Louza, and not just on the pitch but off the pitch. Some disciplinary problems. Cleverley, you know, has sort of really galvanised the group and brought everyone together. But I remember under Ismail, there was times where Louza was missing training and getting dropped because of it. So Louza today was brilliant, and he's been brilliant all season. He just controls the midfield cogs and the sort of the way the midfield runs, and he would be a massive loss. But again, you think with the money problems, would we get enough for him? Would it be justifiable? But it does sort of really hurt our midfield if he goes. So yeah, Georgie, I would imagine, leaves, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But ultimately, a really good performance from Abankwah today, alongside the other player of the season potential of Matty Pollock. He has been absolutely sensational all season, and just think about how little game time he got. It's a little bit like with Kwadwo Bar. Bar came in from Rochdale and a few seasons ago wasn't getting a look in, and he's had a little bit of time away and he's built himself up, and Bar's been one of our best young players this season. And then you look at Pollock, who was at Cheltenham for a bit, didn't really get the games for Watford, had his time away and sort of got a bit more experience, and he's really made it count. He certainly has. So I'm very so happy for Matty, and Ngaki's had a fantastic season also. Like, we've had a much better defensive season than last season, because there was points last season where we were just imploding defensively, and although there have been frustrating performances, there have also been titanic defensive performances and games where players would put their bodies on the line and make blocks and make sure we don't concede. So really pleased with the defence we've got now, and I think Selvig is a huge part of that, to kind of keep that sort of confidence and that belief in the back four. But Louza alongside, Deli Bashir obviously was on the bench today, and he's had his injuries this season, but he's also contributed well to this season, scoring a lot of penalties. And yeah, Sissoko, captain, great goal today. Yeah, he's had his good moments and good goals. But ultimately, you look at the flair players, you look at the Rocco Vata, who unlucky to not score today. I thought he played well. He's been a great addition. He really has. He scored goal of the season, definitely up at Fulham in the FA Cup. That was one of the best goals I think I've seen in a Watford player. Absolutely a wonderful goal. And he has just given us a little bit of dynamism on the left. He's not afraid to shoot, and we have a lot of Watford players that seem to be afraid to pull the trigger early, and we're trying to pass it in at times. But Rocco's been really sort of brave in sort of showing him, the manager, he wasn't playing at a lot of the first part of the season, and he was coming on and impacting games, and then got his start. So yeah, obviously Ken leaving was a big part of him getting more minutes, but it's still been a great season for Rocco. Also been a really good season on the other side, as I said, with Bar. Really fantastic. The way he impacts games off the bench, and it's a shame he had to get injured. But yeah, from an attacking point of view, Dumbia's done brilliantly. The age he's at, Louza's been an absolute wizard in the midfield. Edo Kayembe stepping up his game this season when it comes to goals. It's been fantastic, and Kayembe's had a few sort of long range that didn't quite work out. Louza nearly did it today. He nearly did it. He got it on target at least, so it was a bit better than some of Kayembe's recent attempts. But yeah, the striker position is the problem. That is clear to see. Jefferson was an absolute flop, and was really poor in a Watford shirt. And he's not even got any minutes for Bournemouth either. So you just think we do need to prioritise that in the summer. But where are we going to get the money? Where are we going to get the players that want to join? When we see, any outside players that see us finish 14th are going to think, nah, not that bothered. But we have to find a way. We have to find some sort of scouting, some sort of Brazilian striker that's going to be in the goals. We have to have the 15 goal at least striker for next season, and that might give us more chance of potentially getting nearer the playoffs. But I think it is a bit of a worry. We are probably closer towards relegation than playoffs next season, but if we can have a good summer, then who knows. But Bio, look, as much as we slag him off, and he's played his final game, he's going to probably move back to Udinese now. He is our top scorer, and he did score in certain games key goals for us, and Sheffield Wednesday was one of them. 4 goals, amazing stuff. But yeah, he's had a tough season in general, I think. But it's good that we've got other players coming through. The youth is great to see. The likes of Messiah Edwards has done well. But yeah, we need new strikers, and that's the bottom line really. But Dumbia, very happy for him to win Young Player of the Season, even though Bar probably deserved it. But look, it was a great scene. So the game finishes. It's 1-1. It's a bit of a drab game. and then that's not over. The excitement is not over, because realistically all us Watford fans were there to support Hull City most of the day, and they're up at Fratton Park. They need to at least get a point there, and they equalise, or actually did they go ahead? They did go ahead. Portsmouth equalised, and you're thinking, oh dear, this is a long way to go. Could Portsmouth get a win? Because Hull had everything to play for, Portsmouth had nothing to play for, and it was their last home game, so you think Portsmouth might want to go out with a bang. But West Brom, we knew that West Brom would be a tough game for Luton, even though Luton had won against Coventry and Bristol City recently. I mean, the Hawthorns is never an easy place to go to, and yes, they just drew to Cardiff, who'd already got relegated, West Brom, but yeah, didn't expect anything from Luton today, and they just conceded way too many goals. 5 goals today, gave them way too much work to do, and West Brom got the win. And so then we knew that Luton weren't going to get anything, so there was just all down to Portsmouth not doing anything, not getting a win. A point was enough for Hull, and that moment when Hull secured the draw, I mean, it was like we'd scored 4 goals at once as Watford fans. It was bouncing, it was party atmosphere, and I'm sure, you know, there was a guy, Mr. Q, challenged at half time, who tries to kind of put the ball in a corner of the goal. He was talking about getting a sort of a party ready for tonight's Luton's relegation party, and I tell you, it's going to be bouncing tonight. It is going to be absolutely bouncing. So yeah, unlucky Luton, you will not be missed, and it's a tough season, but 14th. Overall reflections on this season, what are you saying?
I'm saying, yeah, obviously I'd have liked it to be an improvement, a higher place, but
It's an improvement on last season.
it's a slight improvement. Hopefully this can be the start of a bit of Tom building up something, and
Yeah,
next season is going to be a keeper.
it is. I think next season is massive for us. If we can just, I mean, if you offered me right now 8th place, I think I'd snap your hand off, because of what I said about, I'm just a bit worried with the financial side of things, us potentially sliding more next season. But if we can have another good season, get another second season, full season for Tom, which I know is a big ask because of Gino Pozzo, but at the end of the day, what Tom is building is really good. He's building a connection with the fans, and he's building a connection with the players, and the players that play for a manager are going to do more success. It's as simple as that. They're going to work hard, they're going to run faster, they're going to work harder. So it's a good recipe for success. So hopefully we don't sign Isaac's success, because that would be going a step backwards. But yeah, looking ahead to 25-26, let's just hope we can beat these teams like Wrexham. Let's hope we can beat these teams like Birmingham City, who, you know, unfortunately the way the money is now, if you have a takeover, you've got more chance of another promotion. But it's not going to be easy next season, because we've got big teams back in the league like Leicester, Southampton, Ipswich, who will fancy their chances of another promotion, and then Wrexham, who knows how far they can go really. So will be interesting, but we just need a good pre-season, try and keep Louza if possible. I don't think we could do much about Georgie, but yeah, not a terrible season, but not a great one at the same time. So we go again in 25-26. Thanks for watching the Matchday vlog this season, and we'll see you next season. Bye bye everyone.